I am headed to Redhook this morning for a high tunnel class. I've been taking it for the past 3 weeks, and we have in-person class and Zoom class. Today we are in person in Redhook installing a new high tunnel. This past Tuesday we were at the Javits Center on the roof on their farm, and tomorrow we'll be back at Redhook again. But I look forward to seeing what we learn from building these high tunnels in person.
I'm so excited to be here. And why don't you say also where you came from today?
But we are Redhook Farms, a youth-centered urban farming organization and operation here at Redhook, Brooklyn. We operate 2 farms in the community. We call our Columbia Street Farm the larger of our 2 sites. We have a 2.75 acre site with around 1.5 acres in veggie production. Karan is one of the crucial members of this team, which you all probably know already, our amazing farm coordinator of this site. But yeah, we are centered on empowering youth. So we have a crew of high school teenagers from the neighborhood that we hire out here. They learn all aspects of the farm from seed to sale. They're getting engaged in this work, they're meeting a need. Produce we got available here in Redhook, it's pretty sad. So, together, we're working together to grow this food. We grow around 20,000 pounds of food. And it's something where these young people can take leadership, build relationships, understand where food comes from, put some money in their pockets, and also in a neighborhood where so much is happening to people who live here all the time. A lot of things, it feels like they get dumped on Redhook. We have ball fields across the way that are contaminated with lead. We have an expanding last mile industry which is coming to Redhook. That is Amazon. There's 3 Amazon warehouses. In 2020, over 400 trees were cut down in the Redhook houses. Redhook houses is one of the biggest public housing developments in New York, the biggest in Brooklyn. And there's just so much that is happening to people without much say in it. So much is being dumped on people. And through this program, I think one of the really valuable things that the youth take away, and I take away, is we can have successes, we can make real change, address things, basic needs, and yeah, we put seeds in the ground. We see them grow up into fruition and harvest. That's an actual thing, an actual way we can impact the landscape and change it and evolve it, and all in the interest of meeting, needs that exist in the community and connecting community members together. So that's what we are all about.
Redhook Farm previously built a high tunnel, so this will be their second one.
I guess just to keep it brief, we're excited to have the second one because, what are the benefits of a caterpillar tunnel? Passive. And it also depends on what crop we're planting. So this is kind of set up for tomatoes right now, which we plant in a single row for tomatoes. We want to still plant it for the winter, and most of the winter crops that we would plant, what we'll do is we'll roll it back to leave a little bit more soil exposed, because most of the winter crops that we would plant several rows on these beds.
We'll be measuring. We have to get these clips, these clamps, and take 2 pliers and pry them open, and then slip it on. And then what that does is we're slipping them on here to quickly cross brace. And this only happens on every other bow. The other thing that you probably want to know about is this screw.
We spent the first half of our morning building cross braces. After that, we said goodbye to the teen volunteers who had been there all morning harvesting on the farm.
Yeah, it was called, so all of everybody who's weeding in that back area and transporting it over to this area where we were working, all that work has come together to make this beautiful compost pile that you see here. We even.
All right, so we're coming together. We got our hoops up. Not all of them.
So, I'm gonna have 2 of us holding this bow plum, 2 of us holding this bow plum, and then a 3rd person once we say, all right, we're happy with like how they're upright. You see how this is a nice green. You want to keep this is like a front.
It does.
Caterpillar tunnels, it's because there's a rope that's going to go across the frame, which keeps the plastic secure to the rest of the frame or along the whole length. And there's a process for that as well, which we'll get into when we get to that step. But yeah, we're running out of time, and we want to have some time for wrap up, right?
Okay.
Try again.
NASA went around and then throw it.
Team travel.
There we go. There you go.
Slow down.
How we looking? Yeah, y'all can pull a little more. Okay. Pull a little more over there.
You try my best. Watch out. Protect your head.
Go for it. Yes, perfect. Send the tape. So for the ropes, there are 2 pitchforks stuck in the ground back there with a metal rod going through the handles and the rope on the rebar, so that, as you can see, I'm pulling the rope from about 200 feet away. Bam.
We're coming out here and supporting this farm and the work that we do. Labor and expertise and your vibes. So appreciate it so much. You all are amazing. I'm so glad to have been able to spend the past 2 days with you all. And I really want to say, like, I learned a lot myself, like how to put these things together from.
That's all I have for the build and at the farm. It was really great to be back at Redhook Farm, a place I had volunteered at many years ago. It was really humbling to see how they bounced back from the devastating floods of Hurricane Sandy. In addition to the potluck, which we had at the end, there was time to walk around the farm and take a look at some things I might want to build for the family plot. I also got to dive into their mushroom operation, something I have already begun planning for the future. In all, this was a fantastic course, and I recommend it for anyone in New York City interested in learning how to build high tunnels, both academically and practically. It's the fence, and they just put a shade cloth over top and a shade cloth across the actual logs. And over here they have stations for soaking. I think they actually installed drains in the bottom, which is really cool. I also like this stove setup that they built. Well, folks, that's it for this episode. Until next time, do as always. Keep growing.